Hey, yo, what up, everybody? This is your boy Pooch Hall, and I'm with my man Big Al, and you are watching Hip Hop United. You understand? If you're not watching, you losing.
Good, sir. Definitely. I thank you, Rachel. It's definitely very nice to meet you, sir. Been a big fan of you for many years, so this is awesome. I had an opportunity to check out this movie, but first and
Thank
foremost,
you,
before
brother.
we jump in all of that, welcome to Hip Hop United, sir. We're happy to talk about your new film, Murder Company, which is a period piece set in the pivotal time in World War II. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, Al. Thank you for having me, brother.
Good, man. Well, let's dive right on in. For anyone who has not seen the trailer or is not familiar with the project, can you kind of give me a little bit of a quick overview about the film and what character you play?
I play Private Coolidge, and it's a period piece, Al, like you had mentioned, where and it's World War II. It's World War II, and for the people who aren't familiar, there was one enemy who was just a bad man, Adolf Hitler. So we are a motley crew of soldiers who help another soldier get to his destination. I don't want to give too much away. Um, you know, played by an amazing actor and friend, Giles, who spoke fluent French and martial artist, cool cat. We work out at the same gym together. And we come together to fight this common enemy. So people who aren't familiar, blacks back in World War II in the beginning weren't allowed to fight. So, and it was taken in steps to where, yes, we got allowed to be in the military, but you can't fight. And they thought that blacks couldn't fight. We worked in the kitchen, we played baseball, we were mechanics. We did a lot of the manual labor stuff because we really weren't accepted fully at that point, to the point where we did. And then even with that being said, we were kept together as a unit. I'm sure people heard of the Buffalo Soldiers. And with me, I get separated from my unit, and then I end up joining this motley crew of soldiers, where they didn't integrate black soldiers with white soldiers at first. And so here I am with these guys, to where we had to fight the common enemy, who was Adolf Hitler, who was the ultimate racist, evil, bad guy. So we weren't looking at each other's skin color at that point in time. I think we were looking at the fact that we were under one flag, and we had to go against the enemy. You see what I'm saying? Which was Adolf Hitler. And as a black soldier at that point in time, going through, coming up from the South, and dealing with racism and segregation, we as black soldiers were accustomed to the mistreatment and the racism that existed, to where this wasn't new to us. So we want an opportunity to fight, and I got this opportunity to fight with this group, and I didn't look at them as white guys. I looked at them as my brothers, and we all bled red, white, and blue. And then we came together and went after it. And so when I did my research, Al, um, even from World War II and Korea and Vietnam, you see a lot of the black soldiers who were calling white guys their brother. You see what I'm saying? Because now all of a sudden, it's not white and blacks going at it. There's someone else shooting at us. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna bicker and worry about, you know, um, issues that can be put aside, or for us to evolve as men, put issues aside and say the fight is out there? And I think that's what's great about this. And the director, Shane Dax Taylor, who I know very well, um, came to me and said, I got a piece that I think you'd be great for. Um, and it's a little bit different, So I was happy to be a part of this and represent, uh, for the men, for the black soldiers who didn't get to fight back then, to be able to show that in this film. You know what I mean? Because I think that's important to know that, because we have the men and women in the military now. I mean, we're integrated. I mean, we fight under one flag, but it wasn't always like that.
Got you. And it's funny, you actually answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you, what did you draw upon to kind of channel what was needed to play that role? And what way do you want to kind of play that character, especially during a volatile time during race relations? And you kind of covered that. But what did you draw upon
Mhm.
in order to kind of play that?
Well, thanks, Al, for asking that. I mean, I definitely did my research going into it, and I saw I saw and read a lot of the history of Black soldiers coming into World War II, and what I gathered in my approach to my character was, you know, everybody talks about how tough they are. Everyone talks about, oh yeah, I would have did this. I'd fight, or oh please, man, give me the opportunity, or let me get a gun in my hand, or what have you. You can say that until all of a sudden you start hearing the guns, the gunfire, the guns pop, and the explosion, and the bodies burning. That's scary. I don't care who you are. That to see still kind of brings some fear to where like my character wanted to fight, and then all of a sudden it got real. And then it's like, wait a second. For a second, maybe this isn't my war. You know what I mean? Maybe this isn't my war. You know what I mean? And you do have second thought. I can't, in my opinion, and I don't want to speak for soldiers. I'm not a soldier, and my hat goes off to the men and women who are fighting for this country, for our freedom. I would never want to undermine or disrespect any soldier, but I can't, for me, I can't see how it's not scary, because even though we're shooting a movie, Al, and then you're hearing the explosions, you're hearing the gunfire and stuff like that. As an actor, you're like, whoa, and you're feeling it. Even the pyrotechnic explosions. That's real fire that you will feel.
Right.
Okay. Now, when they call cut, or they have the fire trucks come in with the fire extinguishers and they put the fire and stuff out, that's not happening in real war. In real time, cats are actually burning to a crisp, and then you see that, and it is scary. So I felt that if I was going to do this, there was a time to where, well, it's not like I can go jump on a plane or a motorcycle, or get in a Trans Am and go drive back to America when you in Germany. You got to fight. So it's like, what, I'm here now. We beg to fight, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna say it wasn't scary, to where you second guess certain things, but then you find the courage, and you look at how much, especially, we fought for, to finally have this opportunity. It's like, you can't go back now. You know what I'm saying? We got to go forward, because you're actually representing, our culture, but then you're also making it to where our kids can be free, per se. And that's the message that I wanted to send, in a sense, to where these guys right here, although we don't have the same skin color, they're my brothers. And when we get through this, I know that I gain 4, 5 brothers for the rest of my life, per se, as family members. That's kind of how I looked at it. And we all got along great, man. And those are my guys.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I was going to say, where was this movie shot, and how did you kind of deal with that forest and difficult terrain out there? Because even though I know you guys are shooting a movie and everybody's there, it
Woo!
looks like the environment they put you in was real, a warlike environment.
Man, it was realer than a $2 bill. So Al, we shot it in Bulgaria, to substitute for Germany. But no matter how you look at it, we're in Europe, okay? And and I shot in Bulgaria before, the film, Chuck, that I did with Liev Schreiber, where I played Muhammad Ali. So I was familiar with Bulgaria. And but we shot in the studio. You understand? I didn't go, and it was during the winter time, and Bulgaria went to be some winter. All right. So we went out there, and so therefore we're getting to experience the weather, which is different in a sense because you don't know what to expect. And I can only imagine this same feeling for the real men and women of the U.S. military when you've grown up in America in Coolidge. I believe I was from. I think I was from Philly, but I was from the Northeast, and city. And then all of a sudden, you're going over to another country where, and it was beautiful in Bulgaria, man. But the weather and the changing of the weather. There was times where it was really, really cold, really, really wet and sloppy, and then really, really hot. And so our military clothes were the authentic, close to authentic to what they had in the military back in World War II. And it was heavy and wool and khaki. And man, you're sweating. Even when it was cold out, you're still sweating because you're carrying that equipment around. And then so your mind goes into, survival mode when, soon as Shane says action, you know, you go into, what your interpretation of being a soldier is. And those emotions get unleashed within your body to where, you know, it's scary, but I gotta survive this, or I gotta hit my mark. Or if I don't get to this part right here, the fire could hit me, or some of the explosion stuff you know, can catch me on the escape or something. So you still have to pay attention and be on point to bring, to first of all stay safe. We're always staying safe on set, but going over there, we had very little rehearsal time when we were in it because we were on a time crunch. Okay, but I think us being athletes, we were able to adapt fast. But just the scenery was beautiful. Um, wild horses just roamed, and that's one of the best things about being in the entertainment business is you get to travel and you get to see other places. And Murder Company has awarded me that to go to other countries and be amongst different cultures. Language was a huge factor. Um, Everyone, for the most part, spoke Bulgarian, but they were so nice and welcoming. But I can only imagine how it was for soldiers actually going into
That
that
yeah.
territory and knowing them Germans was trying to kill folks. So,
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, and
yeah.
and overall, man, just seemed I had a great time watching the movie. You
Thank
did
you,
a fantastic job as usual. Thank you
my
so much,
man.
my brother. Good luck to you. Film is fantastic. Take care. Rachel,
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thanks, Al, my
Take
man.
care.
Thank you.